Welcome everybody to Operation Charlie Fox Contributor Cast number 9. Well, if you're watching this now, you know that Operation Charlie Fox is over. So this cast and the final one I do are probably going to be more like after-action reports, and of course giving thanks to everybody involved. Thank you primarily, of course, to all the contributors, and that's the whole point of this series of casts, is to thank everybody that contributed. This one's going to be on behalf of Momo for show, who tells me he contributed primarily to force Ciez into a 24-hour stream. And it's going to be a 2v2 between him and Ciez versus Shadowwada and Wanderer, so well-known figures in the Kochu community all around. It's good to see. As you all know, Dev M is the winner of Operation Charlie Fox. Congratulations are definitely in order for him. Really impressive performance, and he's been streaming and been more active in the community. He joined Kochu.org staff, so I think a round of applause for DevM is well deserved. And without further ado, let's jump into the game. So, as I said, Momo for show and Ciez. Momo going under the Steam name Brown Mamba. Versus Wanderer and Shadowwada, we're going to see mixed allies on the left, US forces and Brits, versus Overcommando West and Oster. We've already got Commandos locked in, which you pretty much, I think, can't go wrong with Commandos. It's really solid. Vanguard is the one that is argued to be super duper ridiculous, but Commandos is a close second. It's the one that Aimstrong used throughout all of Operation Charlie Fox. He did some really amazing counter-sniping, well, not counter-sniping, but countering snipers with commando ambush maneuvers, and of course air supremacy operation is renowned for its devastating impact, so no surprise to see that picked by any means. And Momo, of course, is primarily a US Forces player, so no surprise to see him utilizing this faction. He's got Rifle Company, Infantry, and Armor. So probably going to see Rifle Company for a slightly better mid and late game, but Infantry can be good on this map for the priests later on. You definitely end up needing indirect fire at a certain point. Wanderer and Shadowwada with OKW and Oster have access to Lightning War, Mechanized Assault, Jaeger Armor, Elite Armor, Scavenge, and Breakthrough, so all pretty standard stuff. Jaeger Armor more common, of course, in 2v2 for the dive bomb in case you need to take out any static artillery emplacements. And then the rest of these just staples with 1v1 Oster and Overcommando West meta, so no big surprises there. Pretty rough start for Shadowwada. Overextended some Pyos already. They just got picked up. Wow, look at this battle group placement. Okay, against Brits and US forces, you can go with a more aggressive battle group because they don't have that much indirect fire, with the exception of the pack howitzer, which is pretty nasty now. We'll see if he can get away with this. His Kuba wagon just got taken out by Rifleman there. It was also caught out of position. Rifleman focusing down the battle group will get chased off by overwhelming infantry, though. Folks, Grenadiers, and Grenadiers arrive to support, and the battle group will be fine. And these retreats are going to cost Momo in manpower and map control. Everything pushed back. So the Axis maintain their hold on this position, on this south fuel, probably also the victory point and munitions soon afterward. And Ciez was not anywhere nearby to support his teammate during this. He's spreading himself out to capture everything in the north. Infantry sections grabbing the munitions and strategic points up there. Also a Vickers in this house to cover. But the Allied cutoff may be compromised with Momo completely forced off the field. Grenadiers are moving up to take that under their control. And this is a replay. I think this was played yesterday? Recently. In fact, I should change my stream title. And I still have to do one more contributor cast, and it's pretty much up for grabs. If you contributed to Operation Charlie Fox, the send me a message. You can email me, you can send me a message on Twitch, and I can knock out that final contributor cast, get all 10 of those done, which for anybody who doesn't know is actually a stretch goal for OCF hitting like less than $2,000, I think. Not even a very high amount that Operation Charlie Fox surpassed by a huge, astounding margin. Overall, the event was such a success. Looking back now on all of it, it's hard to believe.
Officer ready to be deployed. Regiment advises. Infantry ready to utilize breakthrough tactics.
So Momo is making his way back out of the base, immediately spots a mortar out of position. It has no cover, so that's forced to retreat. M20 coming onto the field, so that's Lieutenant Tier locked in, and he's going to probably try to use that to pressure this really aggressive battle group, especially since he went with a pretty early infantry support gun. There's not a whole lot of anti-tank over here right now. Piercing rounds activated on the MG42. M20 pulls back out of its arc of fire. But it does start firing on some riflemen moving up out of the base. Axis is going to start trying to work on territory to the north a little bit, since British infantry have taken all of it under their control, including the cutoff on the road. But an infantry support gun shot instantly pins the squad, and a flamethrower plus Sturm Pioneers are gunning them down, and they do not make it home. The full health squad is essentially killed by one ISG shot. And I think that's probably going to be getting toned down. Along with some other things like the Centaur need to be toned down a little bit.
Fall back position, upgrade ready.
Is Relic helping me with my tourney? I believe so. They've told me that they would like to promote my tournament in the main menu screen, just like they did with Operation Charlie Fox, and they'll probably be sharing it and stuff on social media. So yeah, they definitely are supporting me. Unfortunately, I'm not an artist and I don't have the means to create the assets to go into the main menu screen, so I'm still in the process of looking for a volunteer. If I can't find one, I don't know, I'll either have to somehow convince my graphic designer fiance to do it for me, or MS Paint something. I don't know. But Relic has definitely offered their support, yes. Well, it doesn't matter how many people sign up, Red Wings. I'm not going to close signups until the night before the tournament. What matters is how many people check in, because usually only about half of signups check in. So until I get 100-ish signups, I'm not really too worried. And I'm not even close to 100 signups yet, so I don't think I'm going to fill the 64 slots. I didn't fill them for Starcross Cup 3 either, and I had quite a few signups for that, so assuming no-show rates are what they normally are, I'm still quite comfortably within the 64-man limit, I think.
Contact! Heavy machine gun! Hand down! Lay footings for Panther HQ here.
M10. I didn't do that, Susie. Dutchie did that. I don't know anything about video editing. I can show it if you want. Remember the hotkey. Yeah. that's courtesy of Dutchie from Kochu.org. He's the best. He's done a lot of artwork for Operation Charlie Fox, for my stream. I wish I could do something like that.
Taking flanking fire!
I see Momo do this a lot. He likes to go M20 straight into AA half-track. He really likes just trying to win super early on. I think it's more of a 1v1 build, though, than 2v2. I don't expect it to work super well here.
Under fire! running one of our capture points.
Looks like the Axis defensive line will hold. Allies show no real signs of breaking through and accomplishing much. The British late game is definitely going to help them out later. U.S. forces early game only doing so much right now, though. 222 just got sniped, so that helps. Here comes an attack on the fuel point. Axis are going to try and have to prevent this. Both U.S. light vehicles moving to support in this engagement. There is a Panzerschreck in the house. 20 just popped smoke, I think, for some reason. Interesting. British sniper working on these infantry from range. ISG shots have suppressed both of these squads, and it looks like Momo will retreat as soon as he gets this capped. There he goes. British sniper up to 15 kills in 10 minutes. That's pretty good, just working on these KW squads. From a distance, ISG trying to probably pick up snipes. In exchange. Man, I forgot how much team games lag me. Whoa! Oh, rifle grenade, right. I was like, what happened? Rifle grenade on the infantry section right there. Ciez wasn't watching. Squad goes down. Warfare scares off the AA half-track there in the south. Both of Momo's light vehicles are still alive, and Ciez has made it to Centaur, which is no surprise since Allied map control has been pretty good. In 1v1, Brits struggle to survive until Centaur hits the field, and 2v2 with the US forces team, it seems like it's just a foregone conclusion. N20 goes down to a Rocket Warfare Plus Panzerschreck combo right there, and the AA half-track is going to have to get out of here. It's one hit from being destroyed. Wanderer simply salvages the wreck. Oh jeez, okay. For a second I was like, Momo, don't hand vehicles over to your opponent. I saw Momo give away a Sherman on crossing in the woods like yesterday, so sometimes he doesn't pay quite as much attention to his repairing vehicles as he could. Shouldn't have repaired it there either way. The best case scenario was the half-track was destroyed. Worst case was he handed it over.
Losing a capture point.
Half-track goes down. He has no more vehicles. He has locked in infantry companies, so in 2v2 I think it's a good decision. We'll probably be seeing a priest to try and pound this position with artillery. And the Centaur is going to be the new Allied frontline shock unit. Revealed itself, it's done light damage, and it's rotating towards the victory point there in the north. The Axis want to start putting on victory point pressure by skipping past the fuel and just going straight for the VP. They'll set up a triple cap. A growing OKW blob pushes away U.S. forces from the central village and cemetery. Stern pilots move to capture this point. The sniper gets caught a little bit out of position and is forced to retreat. These three squads continue forcing retreats and mopping up. The Centaur has no choice but to move to respond. Stern pilots retreat immediately because of how clumped they are. He made the right call of doing that. He got the sense that that squad was just going to get instantly wiped if he didn't get him out of there. I think he was correct to do that. Getting in a building against the Centaur is very dangerous. He shouldn't have done that. That'll be so much better when it gets fixed. For now, you simply cannot garrison next to a Centaur. You just can't do that. And that's exactly why Axis map control is looking pretty good. Strategic points on both flanks are held by them. They hold the central village, they hold their high resource points, and they have VP control, so the allies really have to find a way to turn this situation around. Double sniper is kind of a late game build, building up manpower lead over the course of a long game. This one's up to 25 kills in 15 minutes, and this one's going to start racking them up now. Centaur just drove in a double AT gun, but with double sniper supporting, it might be okay. That's dangerously low right there. One hit from being destroyed, but the AT guns are pressured into backing off. MG42 covering against these snipers forces them to retreat as well. And Axis infantry defending the south fuel point have no problem dealing with these upgraded riflemen, which are also forced off the battlefield. Momo is now about one... Wait, what? Needs to be unlocked. I guess that's a UI thing. He's unlocked everything. The priest is unlocked. He needs 115 fuel to haul that in. I don't know if he's going to, though. He might try and go for a Sherman or something first. Just queued up a Scott. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, I missed something. I missed something. What happened? Did he get inside the building again? Can't possibly just be learning for the first time this game that the Centaur one-shots anything in buildings. Pretty sure that's what happened.
An engineer unit is ready for action.
That's a great choice. I don't think I agree. Not when you can get a priest instead. I would just get a priest. Because the Scott is so micro-intensive. Like, it'll work. It's basically the same thing, just much more difficult to use, fragile. Dies in 2 shots during the final tank, so it's really it's really difficult to pull off compared to a priest, which you can just kind of sit in the back and get a similar return on investment. I mean,
the enemy are determined, and we are down to 300 points.
Against this.
A capture point is being overrun. Centaur ACAC tank ready and waiting for orders.
I'm not even sure why he chose infantry company now that I'm looking at this. He bought only BARs, and I don't think he's used any of the features. Maybe he's just planting the mines or something. Another squad gets wiped. Another squad gets wiped on the other side by the ISG. Centaur looks like it's going to pick up those Fusiliers maybe. Nope. Too long to reload. Meat grinder on this fuel point. The Axis really must hold it, though. If they're not going to attack up here at all, they have no choice but to hold this line. It looks like they will. Centaur drives straight up to an AT gun apparently, and is now in the process of destroying it if something doesn't push that second Centaur away. Wow, infantry just walk straight into the line of fire of 2 Centaurs. Huge blob of infantry just so that this AT gun could be recovered. I'm surprised he didn't take more losses, and I'm equally surprised that Ciez even felt he should back off. He had a vet 2 full health Centaur. I wonder if strafing fire would have just annihilated everything. I haven't actually seen that ability used to particularly great effect because the auto attack is just so good. It just never really seemed necessary. Another squad just got melted right here. Pack howitzer on the field? No, Scott, right. Scott's on the field. Well, off to a good start. I'm sure that felt good, considering he's been playing under ISG fire and suffering the exact same thing all game long. Whoa, Baja with the 3-month resub. Baja, thank you. I really appreciate that. I turned down my alerts so that they wouldn't terrify me. That was a good volume level. I'm satisfied. Oh, Commandos just got dropped into the entire Axis blob. What was he thinking with that? Retreating through that? No chance. He must have been trying to do VP harassment in the south. That was just nothing short of suicide. It did give brief vision for a time on target artillery, and all this stuff was suppressed. It's going to take a while to reposition everything out of that blast zone, but I think they should get here, maybe. Yeah, that wasn't that bad. That didn't even barely do anything. Light damage to the truck, though. Panzer Fusiliers will probably win this. Mortar fire coming in on the machine gun means it's not going to fire in time, and ISG fire, so that's dead. It even explodes completely to a AT gun shot. Wow. Okay. I can't believe how perfectly everything honed in on that 50 cal. An ISG, mortar, and AT gun shot all connected perfectly. So it gets wiped and completely destroyed. And another of the Allies' assaults on this fuel point will fail. But the Centaurs are still alive and kicking. How's the Scott doing? 8 kills, so pretty comparable performance to a priest thus far, I would say. I mean, I can just see the priest barrage in my mind. And just one beautiful shot on that mortar, on that ISG or something like that. Whereas the Scott can't quite get in range, and it's just going to be poking at infantry squads from a distance. Very micro-intensive. But it is cheaper. And so far, it's doing fine.
Tank destroyer is
And the Centaurs are obviously carrying this game on their half-man, half-horse backs.
Fighter bombers ready to strafe targets of opportunity in target area. Bombers incoming.
Panther on the field. Panther's a wonderful thing to have against Centaurs. It's got that little bit of extra armor so that the Centaur guns don't do that much damage. Whereas even the Panzer IV is threatened slightly by Centaurs. Jackson on the field as well. Well timed. He made the decision to go with the Jackson instead of the Priest and figured out the right thing to do. Keep that Jackson, or Panther managed, and wow, that overextended itself hard. Jackson and British AT gunfire all penetrates, and down it goes, but a Centaur is taken out in exchange, which is probably a relief, but Centaur's a lot cheaper than a Panther. Panzer Strike Squad only very narrowly escapes. AT gunshots coming in on the second. Centaur will force that to retreat. And the Axis still hold their... Uh-oh. Air supremacy just got dropped on this position. There's a decent chance this truck will get one-shotted and there won't be anything the Axis can do. They need to just pull everything away from here if they at all can.
The enemy have destroyed a forward position.
Yeah, there was no way for them to save that. But good reaction nonetheless. Everything pulled out of the strike zone. I think everything is alive. So they might be able to rebuild that, but that's going to hurt, and that's going to open up opportunities for the Allies to make a big assault on the fuel point where the Axis will not be able to just retreat to this forward position. Gosh, this ability is so stupid. I really hope they fix that. You know, with target tables in the game, they should be able to leave the ability pretty much as it is, but just like nerf it a little against trucks, so that it doesn't one-shot them at full hell. Here comes the Yag Tiger. Yag Tiger on the field for Wanderer, who has purchased no tech units at all, I don't think. Shadowwada went straight to tier 4 and got a Panther. I wonder if Panzerwerfer might help a little bit more. Indirect fire on this map in slugfests like these is really valuable.
Jagd Tiger ready. Ready for action. Crew, get ready.
Wasn't I supposed to do all these before OCF? I don't know, A-Tank. The contract I signed didn't say anything about that. Barton hasn't eaten any soap yet, so I don't feel guilty about it. Upvote my trending. No, I didn't really sign a contract. That's a joke.
We lost a gun crew.
Axis defensive line will hold, despite the fact that they have no battle group headquarters. I really wonder if Wanderer is going to set up a new one. His next truck will not be arriving for 45 seconds, and more balance is being delivered to the flak truck. Oh geez, everything needs to get out of here right now. AT gun repositioning way north. Both of these team weapons forced to retreat. This blob of infantry needs to go. Go! Faster! Oh geez, this is gonna, here it comes. I think they're clear, right? They look like they're pretty clear. Alright, everything got clear. That one wasn't that bad. They got a really lucky spread, and the truck is still standing. Stern Pioneers with Vet 3 and support upgrade on their way to repair that. That was close though. Got a really lucky roll. I wonder if the tier 4 like shot down one of the bomber planes or something, and maybe that helped. I don't know. I don't even know if that's possible. Panzerwerfer on the field. Wow, there it goes. Tier 4 destroyed by one Jackson shot, so it wasn't even really very hard for the Allies to just finish the job. This maneuver, Ciez rotating way right with his centaurs. Maybe he's going to try and pick some stuff up in the base after that air supremacy forces it all to retreat. Yag Tiger takes a shot. That was a big hit. I think this two-shot centaurs. Bet it can't fire through the mechanized. Time on target artillery being dropped on that to finish it off. That might go down. Those centaurs pull back away from the threat of the Yag Tiger. That didn't do that much. I almost wonder if that's even worth repairing. It does give them a mobile repair point, but those Stern Pyros probably have other things to be doing right now. Nope, they're just going to go try and get that fixed up. Momo makes another assault on the fuel point right here with a huge blob of riflemen. All Vet 3 except for this squad, so they're pretty strong. Super soldiers.
The command vehicle has gone static. HQ operations now underway. Taking fire!
Is that a priest? Yes, priest. Priest makes its way onto the field finally after two Scotsmen and Jackson. The second one has done apparently nothing. Priest has already got 5 kills on his first barrage. Takes out the ISG. Oh man! And an AT gun. 10 kills. Pounding away at this new battle group headquarters position. Now that they know exactly where to fire those direct fire units are gonna have a field day and start bleeding Axis forces on this truck really hard. Panzerwerfer just fired exchange somewhere. Here in the middle, I guess. Trying to maintain a little bit of victory point control. The Yag Tiger takes a huge shot at that Centaur, which is in a bit of a traffic jam situation. Second Yag Tiger shot might come in. There it is. Way over there. Centaur goes down. Yag Tiger is going to be a really powerful asset against Allied armor, and it means that these Scots may have been either a good or bad decision, depending on whether the Yag Tiger can get a shot off. It one-shots them, so they'll be highly vulnerable. But since they can engage at long range and behind obstacles, there's a chance that Momo can play around the threat of the Yag Tiger rather than having to just dive into this thing the way Shermans or Jacksons would have to and try and get behind it because they stand no chance in front of it.
Regimental headquarters advised. Panzer Fusiliers are ready for action.
Priest is definitely the best thing, yeah, best fuel investment
Crew, get ready.
against this because you can stay very safely out of its range. Shermans and Jacksons, honestly, there's almost just nothing they can do unless you have a ton of them, like four plus that can just lob it to death and then try and pull out as few losses as possible. I think Ciez could, he's got plenty of options against it. Like the Comet spam is really good against Yag Tigers in my experience. You can get a whole bunch of those out and just swarm it to death with some form of artillery support to take out team weapons and such. Comets are just heavy enough to get the job done, and still very, very mobile and very quick, very agile tanks.
We've lost an anti-tank gun.
I just really like Comets. Fun little fact about me. Stupid close air support just got called in. This is a loitering ability, so Centaurs are going to shoot that down. There goes one of them already. Super close air support's going to be kind of not amazing with a Centaur on the field. Wow, they both got shot down instantly. Jeez, that is a really good AA unit, in addition to being ridiculous against infantry. Comet's hanging out way up here. Ciez must want to try and do something sneaky. I'm not allowed to provide fun facts. Dane doesn't own fun facts.
The capture point is being overrun.
Yag Tiger destroys the glider. He provides a little bit of vision with that commando assault, but not much of anything other than that.
Ready for orders.
Someone get us out of here!
Looks like double sniper's been working out really well for Ciez, by the way. 60 kills. 60 kills on 2 snipers in 33 minutes is exactly where you want to be. He's bleeding the Axis much harder than the Axis bleed tools are doing anything. I can't check this thing's kill count because it's been cleared at least once. Panzerwerfer I don't think has done anything amazing. It's got 8 kills though. I mean, that's not terrible, but it's not amazing. Yag Tiger apparently has 4 kills. Are they all vehicles? 3 vehicles. Wow. I know there was a Centaur killed. I mean, maybe he popped some Scots while I wasn't watching. Yeah, 1 Scot is dead, so I think that probably happened.
Incoming spider! Target
me and does pretty good damage before being instantly shot down twice in rapid succession. Did you see that? Both planes just evaporated. Man, that ability is useless if there's a Centaur on the field. That's just terrible. I can't believe it gets shot down so fast. Other AA units don't shoot down things that quickly, right? I mean, they can at least get their first volley off. I guess it did. It got its first volley off. Still, the Ag Tiger's getting a little brave. Right up to the front line, shot through the church, destroys the Jackson with the APCBCHE shells, the alphabet shells. He needs to line up this next shot. What's he waiting for? Fire! Fire! Where's he going? Oh, he needs to try and get out of the air supremacy blast radius. That's what he's doing. Which he kind of did. The Ag Tiger's fine. AT gun and Gren Squad not so much. That just balanced the hell out of those Axis forces. Tiger is okay though. Yak Tiger miraculously ate no bombs, so it's fine. Yeah, it's pretty. I really hope they change it. I just don't understand why Relic would make any ability that costs 325 munitions. In order for that ability to be worth its cost, it must be too strong. Its design is inherently just like over the top and ridiculous. I don't know what they were thinking. I really don't.
We lost a gun crew.
Jeez, I can't even keep track of what's happening right now. It's just after that engagement, I think both teams are kind of scatterbrained and not 100% sure what to do. Tiger's receiving repairs way here in the back. There's some Fusiliers that are just standing here, I guess. Yak Tiger's at half health and also needs repairs, and U.S. forces have some squads just running around in the south and not really doing anything and don't really have any support, so not even sure they're going to get a home.
Battlegroup headquarters has been destroyed. A mobile command vehicle has been dispatched.
I think there's an argument to be made that you could just reduce its damage versus trucks and boom, you're done. Keep it as designed, but I don't think that's any fun. I don't really like the idea of an artillery ability that comes in pretty fast and covers huge, especially on maps like this where a certain pretty small area is so important. You can just click, and all of their team weapons and their defensive line is immediately forced to reposition or be shattered. I don't think that really leads to fun gameplay. It might be fair for its cost, but I just don't like the idea behind it for either side. I don't think it's very satisfying, as when I've used this ability, I don't really feel like I did some amazing series of plays that allowed me to win an engagement. I just feel like I clicked a button and then boom. Everything my opponent had moved or was horribly annihilated. So I think it's bad for both sides. It's bad for the person on the receiving end, and it's not very satisfying for the person who delivers it. So I think for those reasons it should just be toned down. Incendiary artillery is not really comparable. Incendiary artillery covers a reasonably sized area for its cost. I think it's pretty balanced. It's fine. Yeah, and it doesn't kill tanks. And what team weapons it kills can be recruited. They haven't suffered any damage, so it's not the same. It's really not the same. allies are pushing successfully. They've retaken control of the center. Victory points are now taken against the Axis, who have had a lead for this entire game. 40 minutes in, and the allies are finally wriggling their way back into this, thanks to some key players. I think the snipers are a key player. I think the centaurs were, but now they're dead. The priests have been doing their fair share of bleed. Second one on the field now. This one's up to 28 kills, doing better than the Scots, which are both dead, so I kind of feel like I'm vindicated. Saying that he should have just skipped Scots and gone straight for priests, because they're doing all the heavy lifting here. The Scots were just a temporary measure, but they did their fair share of wipes too, I think, and bleed, so they were just bridging the gap. Comet 8 to the Yag Tiger shot, but AT guns are going to scare him off a little bit. Infantry push coming for the AT weapons may put them in serious danger. Another Yag Tiger shot on the Jackson, just shredded it. Oh, stupid close air support finishes the job, but the Centaur's dead. That close air support actually is going to be able to do something, so that's definitely probably the best thing about taking out those Centaurs at this point. Their infantry are pretty okay against the threat they pose with the Yag Tiger and AT gun cover, so having free reign over the skies is a really good thing, because now they have a huge damage area denial ability. Forcing all allied vehicles out of the strike zone for a full minute. Very powerful thing, and it allows them to take control of the center VP and strategic points. Yeah, this map is a lot better now that the deep snow is gone. If this seems bad, it was so much worse before. Oh, one shot at the priest right there. Yag Tiger got a line. That was the vetted one too. That hurts. Really nice pickup from the Axis right there. Vet 2 on the Yag Tiger. How many vehicle kills does it have? 7 allied vehicles destroyed by this thing. It is pulling its weight so hard, carrying the Axis into the late game. Through the late game, rather. We've been in the late game for a while. Tiger pulls back to safety a little bit. Is this a fresh? No, this is the same Panzerwerfer. It's been out for a while. It's got 19 kills, so it's doing okay.
The enemy is taken.
I don't think the Allies have that much infantry
We have
left.
lost an MG team.
Not really. The Panzerwerfer only has so much of a role. It's clearing out AT weapons. Oh, I think that Jackson just died. What was this maneuver? That range. There it goes. Gun lands one shot on this Tiger, but gets cleared in exchange, and the Allies are losing high priority targets left and right. Ciez has 320 fuel banked though, so I don't know, maybe if he throws like a bunch more comps on the field, he can afford probably 2. After a while,
6-pounder
the amount
anti-tank
of
gun
EPs they have left. If he were to get 3 pounders out, he would make something happen. I don't know. Priest support, I guess, from Momo. I don't really know what Momo has to offer in the late game. His vehicles don't stand a chance against this Yag Tiger. Just priest spam is probably the only thing you can safely do. Or really, really well executed Jackson and Sherman maneuvering. You need a lot of them. And he doesn't have a whole lot of resources to spend on a giant medium armor swarm. did? How good was it? Got 6 kills. It couldn't have been like that amazing. Okay, 6 things died, I guess. Yeah, I wouldn't say Ciez is carrying Momo. I would say Brits are carrying U.S. forces. It's a kind of important distinction to make. Momo did great work in the early game when when his faction excels with his light vehicles and rifles and everything, putting pressure on the south. Now there's only so much you can do. Vet 3 riflemen definitely are no joke though. Look at him go. Just picked up a Panzer Fusilier squad right there. I think if I were Momo, I'd just make infantry. The Jagdtiger doesn't do that much damage. Look how much damage he can do with just 3 squads of riflemen. You can just crank down more infantry, maybe some team weapons like Paper Cow and AT guns and stuff. He would get shredded by that Panzerwerfer and ISG, but I think he'd have more traction against the Jagdtiger. I don't know. As U.S. forces, there's only so much you can do. 45 minutes into the game, as you said, there's only so much you can do. You have to do the best you can with what you've got and hope that your teammate will just balance things out with air supremacy. Here it comes, dropping into the middle on a damaged engine. Tiger! Jagdtiger's a little bit in the blast zone. These Fusiliers are also in danger. I think everything's going to get cleared. Good reaction by the Axis. It looks like they're going to be pretty okay, maybe. I don't know. Yep, not a single bomb even connected. So that air supremacy does nothing, because there are no static weapons in the area, and the Allies didn't even have a follow-up either. That was kind of, I don't know, not the best one we've seen this game. Infantry moving in the aftermath will get control at this point, I think. Wow, King Tiger and Jagdtiger on the field now. Jackson's going to try and pull off a flank right here. I don't think there's very much supporting anti-tank, so he might be able to get some shots off. No, he doesn't like this. And he's going to pull back to safety. All that really did was get that Jagdtiger and get more veteran C. Jacksons are going to be tough. Tough to swing. How are the snipers doing? Surprisingly, they're both still alive, and they're up to 59 kills in 47 minutes, so they've really slowed down. They had a 2.0 kill rate at 30 minutes, now they're at like 1 point something. Actually 1.0, I guess, each.
Give us orders! On the one where you're walking!
Snipers do give diminishing returns. Priest is firing away at this battle group, which is somehow still standing. This does not have a forward retreat point, by the way. It's just, I mean, they can reinforce that, but they can't retreat to this. So retreats are expensive. Time on target artillery coming in on this machine gun. I don't think you even noticed. Wow. I didn't do anything. Time on target artillery is just not that great. It's pretty expensive for what you get out of it. Tiger leading the charge, and Jagdtiger protecting in the back is going to be really hard for the Allies to deal with. I don't know what they're going to do. This game has just gone on far too long. Too many Allied vehicles have died, and not enough Axis stuff has been destroyed in return. They're beginning to mass a force of armor that is going to eventually just be unstoppable. I think British AT guns are so strong. Vet 3 on the Jagdtiger now. The Axis are slowly taking control of this game. They still have a victory point lead. The Allies are going to have to make some sort of really decisive maneuver, some kind of amazing engagement that may involve the use of air supremacy, may involve some kind of medium armor swarm.
A capture point is being overrun.
I don't know. Stupid close air support coming in again. I think Ciez has a Centaur right now, though. He's sitting in the back. I think he's only using this for AA. Not going to use this for anti-infantry in any way, shape, or form. Going to shoot down these planes. Panther's making some really aggressive maneuvers. Maybe he's looking for a priest that he can pick up. Comet takes a huge shot. Panther's in a lot of danger. That might get destroyed by the chasing Comet. Here it comes. Man, he just will not fire. It's got a main gun loader injured grid on it or something, so it fires really slowly now. Which might be permanent, by the way. I'm not even sure if that ever wears off. Here comes more air supremacy. Tiger, Yag Tiger, and King Tiger all compromised. Everything needs to pull out. These team weapons need to pull out. King Tiger is making a kind of an awkward maneuver straight north. Panther is pulled all the way back into the base to safety. I think air supremacy is getting called in on Allied infantry a little bit, though. So, you may want to be careful. Here it comes. Mortar annihilated. Tiger takes heavy damage and main gun destroyed. Allied infantry retreating out of the blast zone for good reason. The Vet 3 Yag Tiger ate a lot of bombs and is extremely low. Jackson is available to support during this. It takes a shot at long range. The Yag Tiger still has an operational gun. Priest bombardment is coming in and it killed the Panther. Oh, I missed the Panther dying from the Priest shell. The Yag Tiger is still up. Tiger is still up. I think they're gonna be okay. I don't see anything on its way to destroy these, unless like a miracle priest barrage or something comes in
Send your mission.
on cooldown. But I think these should be prepared. Oh, the King Tiger died. I think that's the wreck right there. Jackson probably took it out during that bombing run. That was a really big bombing run. I couldn't keep track of everything that was happening. There's a priest barrage happening too behind enemy lines during that. But the Vet 3 Yag Tiger is still up, so I don't think the game's over or anything, but that was a really good series of hiccups for the Allies for sure. It's 53 minutes in, the game is just grinding out. Victory point ticker's not even moving because of the slugfest happening in the middle. Whoa. That ISG shot almost ended that sniper. How are they doing? 58 and 14. So 75 kills roughly. 53 minutes. Kind of slowing down, but they're doing fine. They've obviously paid for themselves. Assault artillery is being dropped in this sector. I think time on target is bad. This artillery ability will not impress you either. Momo is starting to mass a slightly larger force of Jacksons. We got two out now. That one just fell dangerously low to the Yag Tiger shot. Let's move back. Tiger and Yag Tiger and Panther are all in relatively good condition. Assault artillery covering for these Sturm Pioneers to take control of the center VP and try to keep the clock ticking again. These infantry just walk through the assault artillery like it's not even happening. Emerge through the smoke. Time on target artillery is being dropped on the stern piles. Does a little bit of damage. And Panzerwhip Rush coming in somewhere. Oh no! Oh wow! That looked like it could have been a lot worse. The snipers are still fine. AT gun just got sunk into the ice though, and these riflemen don't come out on the other end of that barrage looking amazing, but that may be worse. Huge push coming in by 2 Comets. Yag Tiger is getting stun locked. Comet with the main gun loader engine is going to fire slowly. Therefore, Yag needs to take at least one more shot here. Oh no, stupid close air support comes in. Does a little, but the Yag Tiger stands no chance and is destroyed by Jackson's moving in from the north flank. The Panther, also very exposed right here, is destroyed. Comet falling dangerously low. Both Comets dangerously low, in fact, but it looks like they might even get out of this alive, and the Tiger will be picked up by Momo's Jacksons. So, as predicted, Comet swarm with Jackson support. Looks like it might save the day. All Axis armor has been annihilated, and the Comets go unpunished, I think. Is this one out of control, or is it just what the situation is here? This one might have been destroyed, I can't tell. It's just slowly rolling around on the ice. I think it's going to explode in a second, but this one got away, and the Jacksons are fine. Stuka on the field now.
Ready for action.
Firing into the center, trying to prevent capture by the Allies. The Axis still have 250 VPs to work with, but it's an hour in.
Now! Fire shoots!
Means that all 4 of these players are probably exhausted at this point. Okay, this is alive. It's alive. It's just no support on the way. It might even die to an AT grenade right here.
We're losing a capture point.
Right? You should at least turn off prioritized vehicles. Come on, Ciez. You just left this for dead? Maybe it is out of control. I don't think it is, though. I'm pretty sure it's not, because that AT grenade would have killed it. So,
Enemy infantry!
I don't know what it's doing, though. Centaur comes mid. Is Vet 2 after having killed 7 planes, maybe? And a little bit of infantry. It's going to charge and try and support these infantry in... Okay, there it goes. A Panzerwerfer barrage killed it. I don't know what Ciez was doing, sending it down there with a destroyed engine, but alright. Maybe he wanted it to die to free up Top Cap. That seems unlikely, because he's queuing up a new one, but... Comet goes down, new Comet in production. Centaur and Vet 2 Comet are going to try and help take control of the center VP while Allied infantry push towards the south. Yeah, it was definitely not out of control. I just don't know what he's doing with it. He's just suicided it, I guess. Grenadiers dead to the Centaur. Snipers available for support here. Commandos completely uncountered, just sprinting through, facing everything off. Priest bombardment coming in. Stuka barrage also coming in. Yeah, Sherman. I think it's the first Sherman of the game. Well timed, actually. It's good for this, getting rid of these Fusiliers. Jackson's pounding away at the battle group, and Priest bombardment coming in. This position will finally fall, and everything is forced to retreat completely off the field. Air supremacy is also being dropped on this team weapon. I think that Sherman is like right in the center of the blast zone. I'm not sure it's going to survive this. No, it will not. But the AT gun doesn't either. AT gun goes down, Sherman dies to friendly fire.
We're taking fire! Keep it up! Don't give up!
Incoming crew, awaiting new orders.
I guess there's no way to repair this. I'm pretty sure it fires a lot slower than its counterpart, right? They just fired it roughly simultaneously, so we'll find out here. Oh no, I guess not. I guess that's just a graphical thing. They seem to have the same rate of fire. yeah, they do. Okay. I don't know what that is then. I guess it's just a graphical thing.
All ready to go.
It's weird.
Where do you want this coming?
Get to cover!
Allied infantry will not be able to push any further. Finally get forced back. The Fusiliers and Sternpiles and wiped. Losing Vet 3 rifles is costly because Vet 3 is really good. It's really strong now. You really need to try and preserve those squads, but Fusiliers kill them and steal their BARs and are going to try and capture this point under priest fire to slow the clock. They still have lots of time. I don't know if they have much mental stamina left though. Hour into this game, and the Allies have slugged it out and taken control of pretty much everything. Stern Pioneers are going to get this point captured. Two comets are coming in from this angle. Tiger is making its way out of the Oster base. Wanderer has 160 fuel. Maybe he could go something. Oh, all of his trucks are destroyed, so not really. He doesn't really have any options. He's nowhere near Yag Tiger or King Tiger. Get another Stuka for whatever that would be worth.
We have fallen to 200 points.
I don't know. I don't think they could afford to lose a Yagd and a KT. Why not Yag Panzer? Well, he has no battle group. I mean, I guess he could build one and then go Yag Panzer. No, that seems like desperation, though. There's two Comets on the field. Two Jacksons. I mean, it's 200 pop cap versus 100 pop cap right now. The Allies have almost double what the Axis have to offer. There is no one unit that's gonna magically turn this game back around. That's a good start, though. Coordinated effort by infantry, a heavy tank, and an off-map air support ability, and a team weapon. Snipes one Jackson. But a Tiger is going to go down in exchange. Comets coming in to follow up after mean that they just traded down, which is obviously not something they're in a position to be doing.
The gun is not crude, not anymore.
Centaur clears out everything here. The Axis will lose control of their cutoff and victory point. The clock is going to start ticking against them very quickly. They don't have anything that can turn this around. The Tiger is gone. The Vet 3 Panzerwerfer is the only Oster Tier 4 unit that actually made it to the end of the game. Got 42 kills, did good work. What's the pop cap on the common anyway? 16, it's pretty good. That is pretty good. The comet is really, really good.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
It's just so fast. And tanky, and good against all targets. What can't it do?
Keep up the good work, everyone. They're down to 100 points.
Axis forces dedicated to recapture of the South will slow down the victory point clock a little bit.
Send orders!
Maybe. For whatever that's
Down to
worth.
75 points.
Only 75 points left, and the Allied swarm is all over the map.
Squad numbers back at full. Where the hell is that bomb?
Apparently everybody's just taking a little bit of a mental break.
Stick with me and you might just make it.
Pretty sure this game has run its course, but everyone's just taking a breather.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points. They're down to 50 points. I say again, Germans have 50 points left.
Commandos scare off any attempt to capture in the center. Scott is bombarding from range, riflemen moving up to keep up the pressure. The Axis just don't really have the tools to hold any kind of line. And they finally, without waiting for the victory point clock to continue, will concede. I'm sure after an hour and 7 minutes, all four players were exhausted. And I think this game really served to just show off how strong Brits can become. The Centaur completely denied the skies. Stupid close air support couldn't do anything with this, even just being on the field, shot him down almost immediately. Comets were instrumental in taking out all of the Axis heavy armor because they have a little bit more health to work with. They're very fast. They have really good firepower. The Priest performed extremely well this game. One of them got destroyed when it was up to probably like 30-some kills, and the second one made it to 40. British snipers did extremely well, and of course, air supremacy was pivotal on multiple occasions. So this map has a tendency to turn into a brutal slugfest. This game was no exception. GG. Allies win. Alright, that was OCF Contributor Cast number 9. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, OCF is over. I'll be doing one more cast on behalf of contributors. Congratulations once more to DevM for winning the whole